Hello everyone, this is Ronnie coming to you today with a little haul video. Just figured I'd do something a little bit different. I've been doing a lot of video editing lately, and this is a little easier just to show a video. So messing around with this software, so I think we're okay. If you guys could hear me and see me okay, let me know. Now we can get into business. Trying to figure out all these adjustments. There we go. I think I'm okay. So I guess I'm okay. Okay. So I went thrifting the other day. We went to like it was probably like 10 stores over the 10 or 12 stores over the week. And it was pretty decent, some of the stuff we were finding. And I can't find the chat. Where's the chat go? All right, I think everything's okay. Pardon me for a second while I try to understand what we're doing here. All right. So looks like everything is good. All of a sudden, everything come up out of something. What's up, Tommy, Swamp, New Hampshire guy? How you guys all doing? So one of the first thrift stores, me and my wife, she's off for the month before she starts some other stuff that we'll get into another day. I can't talk about on YouTube at the moment. But she's off for the month. So she was with me, she thrifts with me and has some fun. So she goes through one set of collections of stuff and I'll go through other stuff. So we're in and out of a store quicker, kind of split up and attack things. So she found this is a Canali shirt. It's new with tags. It's like a greenish color. And it has like the date on it. It's like from 2012. And retailed for $215. But these shirts do pretty well, new with tags. Used ones I really haven't picked up in a long time. But we paid around 10. We should get probably somewhere around, I would think 80-ish on the low end. So this was one right here. This is a Brooks Brothers Golden Fleece. This is a little bit higher end kind of Brooks Brothers shirt. I think these go for about $200 on the website. You can see this is pleated. It has buttons. It has French cuffs. It's like a tuxedo shirt. Or I should say it is a tuxedo shirt. And these sell really well from our past when we've picked these up and stuff like that. And I think this was like $5, which was weird because most of the Brooks Brothers stuff is priced up at any Savers, which is like your Value Villages and a lot of other places. And I think it was like $5, and I expect to do all right with that. And then this was the last dress shirt we picked up, Hitchin and Key. And it's a made in UK brand. They do okay, these shirts. I mean, we paid like $5 or $6 on this, and it'll probably sell in that like 35 range, maybe a little bit higher, but that's where I expect it to be. That was really the only shirts I picked. Oh, well, there's some polo shirts. And we just picked them up because it was such a good price. If anybody has any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll get to them. But this was a shirt we picked up. I seen a few of these that day, but a bunch had holes. This is a Pringle, and it's a good size. I think it was an extra large. Has the logo. It's 100% wool. Had no holes. It's gray. I don't remember what we paid for this. It was in the like $7, $8 range with the discount. And it's going to sell probably for about 50-ish, somewhere in that range. Let me see what we got here. This was a brand that I knew about, but I've never found any. And I'm going to kill the brand, how you say this. Avon Celai, made in Italy. This is their cotton. I mean, their cashmere and wool shirts, or I should say, like jumpers, sweaters do better. But this is Sea Island cotton, which I guess is a little bit better cotton. Sea Island cotton, but this will do okay. This is a good size. It's black. It's really almost feels like a wool. It's really nice. I don't remember what we paid for that, but it was in that $7 to $8 range. This was $5, and this was actually a really good find. This is has no logo on it, which is weird because a lot of polo stuff has logos on it, but there's no logo on this, and it's 100% cashmere. And it's just a Polo by Ralph Lauren, like jumper. There, half zip, blue, no holes or anything, but it's cashmere. And the cashmere piece is going to go for a lot more. I'm going to try to get about $100 for this. If you try to get this in the store, it's about $400. So we'll see. It's kind of weird that it doesn't have any no pony on it or anything like that. It's kind of plain Jane, but it's cashmere. Everybody loves cashmere, but cashmere has to have a decent name behind it. Give me a second. I gotta close that window behind me because there is a big glare. Nobody likes glares. All right, see if that helps. All right, so hopefully that helped a little bit. This is a sweater. It's like a green polka dotted, I don't know. And this is a little bit older of a sweater. It's probably like on the lines of being vintage. And it's Luciana Barbera. And it's from Lewis of Boston, which is a department store in Boston, which is no longer as of a few years ago. But really weird. It's a men's sweater. And it has these little pockets in the front, which I think is quite interesting. But it's wool and Angola, which, I mean, I'm not 100% sure what Angola is. Rabbit hair, maybe. But it's made in Italy. They have a somewhat decent following on their clothes. Seems like people that want the older style stuff will buy it. You may have to sit on it a little bit, but it has like a nice pattern. This was $10, and I just couldn't leave it behind. And we get into a bunch of golf polos. My wife found these, and at this one store, we ran into another reseller that I've run into quite often. He lives in the Rhode Island area. And make a long story short, we both had some stuff. He actually found the Supreme jacket from our last video and then asked me if I wanted it. I didn't want no part of it either. Sometimes it doesn't matter what the brand is. Sometimes you just got to pass it up. But this is a Masters collection shirt. It's cotton. I usually don't pick these shirts up. It has the Masters logo. But I don't know when the hell the Masters is, but it's going to come up down the road here eventually soon. So I don't know. I think we paid like it was like $2.99 plus 20% off. So that's like what, $2.40 we paid for it. So I'm not really into it for much. They take up, the cotton ones take forever to sell. Take forever. So, but at that price point, I got it. And a lot of these polo shirts were like sub $5. This is a FootJoy one, but it has this like pattern you see here. It's like a blue with a light, slight black stripe, and these were like $4. I just picked up a whole bunch of these. These are not the way I mean, if they have a decent color, I'll pick them up. I probably should start lotting them together. But once spring comes around, they will do well. I think we picked up 12 pairs of FootJoy pants. I listed 4 and we already sold 3 of them. So depending on the models, I think we sold one for 40, one for 34, and then one for 60. So it's kind of odd this time of year, but hey, I'll take it. And I have 8 more I have to list later today. And it gets tricky when they're like all the same color. And I bag everything up ahead of time, so I have to like write on the bags exactly certain things. But this is another FootJoy shirt, nothing special. There's no golf courses on these or anything, which made it a little bit easier to pick up. This is a gray striped shirt. Has that like subtle stripe. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but at like $3.50, $4. I mean, the bottom line is I'll hope to get 25 plus shipping on those. These were $4 each. There's 2 of these. I was actually cheaper than $4 because I think they were $3.99. And these are FootJoy wicking, like 100% polyester polo golf shirts. These are basically new. As I got to figure out where the logo is on this. But you can see right there, these are from the 2019 PGA championship, I believe, in Bethpage on Long Island. And we got 2 of them. So same size, same everything. So, and it was weird. I just picked up either a Peter Millar shirt or a FootJoy shirt for the same golf course not too long ago. So somebody will want these, hopefully. If these said like 2018, 2017, 16, whatever, I probably would have not picked them up because I just feel like it's too dated. But let me see here. This was kind of a cool thing, and I picked this up. I paid up for this. It was $16, and I'm a Yankee fan. I hate the Red Sox, but I know somebody that knows Call You Scrumpsy pretty well, so I may try to pull the whole, hey, can you get this autograph card? But I had to pay $16 for it. It's Mitchell and Ness Call You Scrumpsy jersey. I don't find too much Mitchell and Ness stuff, and it is newer tags. Has the bicentennial. I really don't like the Red Sox, but I'm a Yankee boy all day long. But it might be cool to get this autographed. I am a sports fan, and Call You Scrumpsy was a great player, even though he played on the opposite team that I hate. These wind up being these were $2.99. They were marked, so we got these pretty cheap also. And this was at a Savers, so I don't know what was up with this Savers. Whoever priced this stuff this day was like really pissed off and upset. But this is a Missoni. I've picked up a lot of their women's stuff. Some of their men's stuff does really well. More of the sweaters. I do not pick up any of their suits or stuff like that. But these are like really interesting, like probably 90s polo shirts. Some of these were selling up to like $100. It was kind of crazy. And then there was this one right here. So for the price we paid for them, they seem to be a little bit on the slower selling side, but when I went to their website to check it out, they still sell similar shirts to this. They're known for like this what is it called, zigzag pattern and stuff like that, or Savant stripe or whatever it's called, or pattern. We picked up a lot of some of their women's stuff. I haven't come across any of their women's stuff in a while. And we've come across some sweaters and have done really well. What's up, Zaire? How you doing? I think I just said your name wrong. Krillin, how you doing? These were a really cool find. You're gonna like these. These are a pair of Brooks Brothers shoes. These are made in America. These are made by Alden's. And Brooks Brothers shoes are made by Pearl and Company, and some other brands have made their shoes. Pearl and Company is actually owned by Brooks Brothers now and has been for a little while. But all right, back to, so we have these right here, and these are really nice shoe. I went on the website. They're really nice. Soles are really good. I paid $10 for these. Only pair of shoes I picked up. And you can always see these numbers on the inside of the shoe. Probably not gonna see it very well. But I went to the one website because they feel like shell cordovan, and they are shell cordovan. So really nice. These should be probably 250 plus. They're really good condition. You always want to make sure with the heels are even and stuff. I mean, even if the heels are not even, if it's a good enough pair, and I mean, like, if it's a shoe that's going to sell for big money, a lot of people will have shoes replaced, or the soles and even the heels replaced on these shoes. Anytime you see like a shoe and it's nailed, the heel is nailed to the shoe, it's a good sign, and then they have I think that's metal right there. The heel right here. Anytime you see like a high quality shoe, look it up, investigate it, because of there's a lot of things there. There's a website with the codes on the inside of the shoes. Like this one is, if you look up Alden's and you look up 2161, they tell you it's shell cordovan. Let me see here if we could figure out the name of the website. And it has a lot of different brands of shoes, and it's really helpful. Let me see here. Name of the website is shellcordovanmodels.com, and some pictures and stuff like that. A lot of people will just, what's the word? They'll just put shell cordovan in the shoe because they're like, oh, there's shell cordovan, and they see it sells for a higher price. It's no different than what do you want to call it? Like they see it sells higher. So Ronnie, show me up close of the creases. Shell cordovan confuses me like a boss. I still have to find a pair of shell cordovan. Shell cordovan don't crease, leather does. Yeah, you can see. I mean, there's really no creasing on these because it's really hard to tell. Like they haven't been worn all that many. These have probably been worn less than handful of times. This was the first time finding this brand. I just found this yesterday. I found two of them, two suits, just the pants. We're not going to really show off the pants too much, but it's a 3-button jacket, and the brand is, let me see here. Okay, over this way. The brand is, how do you say that? Acne Studios. They're made in Romania. They're 100% wool. These things are really slim fit, which is crazy. Really slim fit. Like they slim. Like the pants, like I was like, holy shit, these are pretty interesting. There's not a huge amount of these on eBay for sale at the moment, which is good and bad, but there is a market for it. I've never found anything. Usually people find the jeans or the sweaters and so on and so forth. So I mean, I found 2 pairs of suits by them. They're actually the same model too. They're the Drifter. And here's the other one. The other one's a blue. So you got a gray and a blue. This one has a little bit different of a tag as we're gonna try this. I am looking at one screen while trying to get the other. So there it is right there. And you know, really slim fitty jackets, or I should say suits. But these retail probably they seem to sell like the jackets, because when I went to the website you could get the jacket separate from the suit, but they didn't have any full suits. So it seems to be about $1,000 between the suit and the pants, which is not really a huge amount when you think of what a suit costs for, because you can probably get a Hugo Boss upwards of that price, or Armani upwards of that price. You know, even Suit Supply is not that high. But then like a Brioni would be 4 times as much, or a Ketone would be $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for a suit. So it's really weird. But they seem to cater more towards, I would say, the younger people because of the slim fit, the drape on it and everything, very slim fitty. So I would say it's more to that like under 30 crowd, under 35, which I'm not part of. But it should sell well. I'm not really sure what it sold in the 50. I got them paid 15 each. You know, I'm expecting somewhere north of 150. Where, I don't know. I picked up an orphan suit jacket, and I always say don't pick up suit jackets. And I actually meant to leave this behind. And I know somebody's going to be like, why would you leave that behind? See, it's a gray. Oh, we're going this way. Here we go. It's a chalk line stripe, which is this, you know, wider stripe. And let me see the tag here. We're going this way again. This is the purple label Ralph Lauren tag, made in England. It's part of a suit, and it kind of tells you on the tag, which is, and anytime you see a striped suit outside of a seersucker, it's basically a suit. Or unless it's like some oddball, like crazy colored one, which might be more like a yachting or a regatta style jacket. But you can see the jacket here. It says like 38 regular, and then it's a 31W, which would be the waist, which would make sense if this was a 38 regular, because the pants would be somewhere between 6 and 8 inches difference between the jacket size and the waist. But you can see the tag right there. And you can also tell by the tags like how many times this had been used and everything like that. This is still pretty clear and clean and everything. So this really hasn't been used much. I meant to put this back. This is 100% wool. But, you know, it's still going to sell. It was kind of one of those things I should have left behind, but because of the brand, I was looking for the pants, couldn't find the pants, and I meant to put it back, but I forgot all about it. Let me see here. This is your traditional blazer, solid in color. Where are we here? Metal buttons. Wait, I'm going the wrong way. They'd have metal buttons, as this one has the little pig, and this is Brooks Brothers. Come over here. Oh man, I'm all messed up with where this camera thing is. But it's an 818 model, Madison fit, but it also has the Laurel Piana fabric, which is always a good selling point. Has the buttons. Buttons are always really nice. And this will probably be like a $80 or so jacket, and I think we paid I don't know what we paid, $10 or so. I didn't even look the jacket over really well. I did once I got home because worst case scenario, I'll sell the buttons separately. Thanks, Zaire. That's nice. Thank you. Not needed, but appreciative. You rob. You're funny. You rob the rich people of their stuff, don't you? That's kind of funny. But let me see here. I think I'm all kind of caught up. But this chat thing is kind of a little. I'm really struggling here to keep up with this all that much. So I'm really trying to figure it out here. What do I have here? I've had this listed. I think there's one other cool thing, and just since you cats are there, now this one is uniquely different because of the brand. It's a two-piece suit once again. And I had to do research on this because I didn't know what the brand was. As you can see, it has this, pinstripe design here. But the brand is what different. And there's some wear to this jacket. Has some wear on like the cuff points, and it does have some wear around the down the sleeves. So I had to look this one up a little bit. And this was a little bit weird of a jacket for me. And it says James and James. And they're made in England. Old Burlington Street, London, blah, blah, blah. And I looked it up while I was in the store. And what I could see was that they got bought out by Davis and Son, which is a Savile Row and one of the Savile Row tailors. I think there's like 15 of them or something like that. Some are more known than others, but it was still like a very cool jacket. I know some of this stuff sells really well. It has the pants with it, so I picked it up. I couldn't find any comps on eBay, so I just threw it up there, and it was at the same store, actually. I found 5 Anderson and Shepherd suits and sport coats like a few weeks ago. So that was pretty cool. What's up, Wes? How you doing, brother? Hope all is well. I never go through the women's section. I hate going through the women's section. But this is like a real cool, it's like a salmon color right there. And the brand is this Kohan. And it's really nice soft leather. I think I paid like $15 for this. But I think it's really going to sell well. The color on this is really nice. Just a really clean women's leather jacket. It's lamb's wool. Really nice and soft, that lamb's wool. It's just nice. Probably scratching it with my beard. But let me see here. Probably the last thing we have is this. Trying to figure out where to put this stuff. And this was another one I found right next to that one. It has a removable fur collar. The collar is real rabbit hair. But the brand is, we're in the wrong place over here. Lafayette 148, New York. I've picked this brand up before, women's, and it's so hit or miss. So I picked it up, and we'll see how it does. But I figured since it was leather, it had the collar. It's a decent size. I think it was a size 8, so should do well. But that's most of the stuff. I think we have a few more things. I just don't feel like digging up. But yeah, I mean, sales have been good. Finding stuff's been good. It's really nice. I think I've tried. I think after today, I'll try to have 90 listings up this week, which is actually a lot for me. I know for some people it's like that's nothing. But let me see here. London reseller. You know, you have a very good point. I do need to have Gretchen on, but Gretchen didn't want to be on today. So I'm stuck. She actually went to the mall, and she's going to send me pictures if she comes across anything at Marshall's. So we'll see what happens. We just had a sale. Like sales. 100, no, wait, what does that say? $85 Hugo Boss suit, which I'll never pick up another Hugo Boss suit again. Haven't found any signs lately, Mr. Sadie. It's been kind of quiet on the sign. I haven't really looked because I really kind of got to save money. We just had we've had some big purchases over the last few days, so if anything, I've been kind of quiet down on the sign front. And there's no like flea markets this time of year. There's no I don't know. It's finding that stuff. It either runs hot and cold. A few weeks ago, I had a chance to get something from someone drove somewhere, and the guy flaked out like 20 minutes as I was on my way, and I was so pissed off because that would have made for a good YouTube video, and I had to scrap the video. But I didn't scrap the video. You know, basically, you know, I got lemons, and I don't know what that saying is. Give lemons. Get some Coronas or something. I don't know. But that was about the end of that one. I got pissed off that day, to say the least. Cole Haan has been selling lately better on Poshmark. Wait. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't done Posh in a while. I have a few listings up, but not many. I rarely get an offer on anything, but I'm not one of those guys. I don't think I've ever shared anybody's thing. I don't think I liked anybody's thing. I just list and forget it over there if I do put something on there. So I just don't like putting stuff on there all that much. Those English brand suits probably sell for more in the US than they do in the UK. I don't know if they do or not. I mean, because in the UK, people know what they are. Here, you have to find certain people. The problem is with a lot of those suits, they are what I've learned after finding a lot of them. They're tailor made to a specific person, and they go through many different sittings and sizings. And you know, one might the jacket might be perfectly fit well, but then the pants might be a little tight or something like that. So it's definitely give and take. I have more returns on that kind of stuff, the tailor-made, the custom-made stuff. But then some people know what it is. They know, you know, you go to one of these stores, it's probably an entry-level suit. It's probably $5,000. You know, so you know that's your entry level. I watched there was a YouTube thing on it, and they were talking about it. And some guy went in there, and he had 7 suits, I think, made, and it was $200,000. And it was either at Anderson and Shepherd or Henry Poole. And I was just like, whoa. I was like, yo, talk about some dropping some serious coin. I don't know what one of the suits was $50,000. I don't know what he had in that suit or what it was made. I can't remember, but man, that was like some crazy, crazy, crazy stuff. But Tommy Marshall's got some clearance on right now. I haven't really been. We have one pretty close to the house at the mall, but because of the holiday and everything like that, I haven't been to the mall because all those stores have been busy the last few weeks, and I haven't wanted any part. What's good? The original YouTube eBay euro, and it isn't even 9.95. I like that. I can't charge anybody for anything. Like it's not worth the time or effort. You know, this all comes back. I give information out, it comes back to me tenfold. You know, so many people have helped me out and push stuff my way and stuff like that. So I can't I help and people help me behind the scenes a lot with a lot of different things. So it's always very helpful and very good, I have to say. But I'll give it a few more minutes if anybody has any last questions. I'll get them answered, and if not, I'll be leaving the chat soon. Get back to listing. But let me see. There's an abundance of Ralph Lauren Polo Country ATM. I just bought some Ralph Lauren Country t-shirts on the Polo website. I bought a bunch of stuff on the website not too long ago. See, they had a nice like 40% off plus 20% off or 15% off. Loaded up with some stuff. I actually I double dipped. I went. I think it was like was it Black Friday? Day after Thanksgiving? Yeah, Black Friday, and then they had another sale like a few days later. I was like, oh yeah, here we go. But let me see here. Heard a tip this week that on the third week of January, Ross will have the store 90% off unadvertised. Oh, the fact that there's not a Ross anywhere close to me doesn't help me. But my wife will be away. Maybe I'll take a trip down south and try to run up on some other people's Rosses. I think they do like I think it's similar to like what Marshalls and TJ Maxx does, that they do like these semi-annual clearance events, and they mark stuff down, but not everything is 90% off. I think it's like a thing of clearance. Like it'll go down like one set of clearance, gets down another set, and then another set, and then they aggressively will like probably the third week aggressively like clearance out whatever's left and whatever hasn't been bought. But most of the time, like my luck with even Marshalls and TJ Maxx doing that when they have their yellow tag sales is a lot of damaged items or really extremely large or small. Like you go in there and you'll see stuff at small or extra small, and then like all the way down to like you won't see anything in the other sizes really, and then you'll see like 4X and 5X, which we all know bigger stuff does sell, so there is a market for it. But it's kind of a lot of those middle sizes, and you want to look for stores that are off the beaten path. Look for stores that are in smaller towns, not on like big highways. Those are the ones that we've always done well with any of those kind of things, because stores like in a big community area or on a major road get hit, especially ones like in malls and stuff. They get hit, and it's almost like a waste of time just going to certain stores. What's up, Tracy? How you doing? Commonwealth Picker, what's up? Happy to see a lot of you guys here. I'm sorry if any of this video did not go perfectly. I'm trying to figure this all out. It's going to take a little while. Because what I'm seeing on one screen and what it shows me on the other screen is like two different things. It's like reversed a little bit, or it doesn't line up 100% properly. I don't know why I'm showing off my credit cards in front of this thing, but I just have fun and I enjoy this. Maybe I'm gonna come out with my wholesale lots, and you can buy my wholesale lots from me. Link will be below. Wink, wink. I need a Range Rover. We keep the English theme up. I need my Range Rover. Look up top. Ronnie, does it show chat or live chat? Says end broadcast, mother. Yes, we did get a new Coke button. Where is it? Over there. We got that the other day. I buy a lot of used items at thrifts and new. It does. Are there? What type of rule of thumb do you follow for buying new clearance? Let me see here. What new items do you clearance items as far as what you will pay versus what you try to sell them for? When I try to get stuff at like Marshalls and TJ Maxx and stuff like that, I will search on eBay, just like anything else. You search on eBay, and a lot of that times, because of the stuff will show you. You know, you could sometimes see like a model number, a name, a model, or whatnot, and you look up that model, and it's no different than the sneakers. You look up the sneakers the same way, and you could see like, oh, there's 60 of this item listed. You could even break it down to size, which is helpful. And then it's so simple on the phone now. You just press sold, and then you go over and you say, okay, there's 60 listed, 20 sold. Like, this is going to take a little bit longer. And then you could play with the sizes and see or certain colors. We've done this before with we bought a whole bunch of shirts from the Brooks Brothers outlet, and we were really getting scientific with it, with like, my eBay's blowing up. Getting messages from everybody. No buying, but messages. If somebody wants to cancel a sale, I'm gonna freak out. I don't know how many times people have canceled sales lately, and it's like I'm gonna lose my mind over this. Okay. Has nothing to do with canceling a sale, thank God. But totally forgot what I was thinking. Damn. Oh, going back to clothing, you want to get something that's not too abundant. Like some of the stores, like if there's TJ Maxx's around you, you want to look for the ones that are off the runway. They have kind of the more higher end stuff. You may pay more, but it's not uncommon that you would not maybe find Zegna. Some of the women's stuff can be crazy in those stores, but you really got to know what's selling, and you got to look and see. Certain brands will sell very high of their retail value. Like if it's worth, let's just say $200, certain brands may sell for $150, while other brands, it has a $200 price tag on it, and it may only sell for $20. You really have to see what stuff sells. Like Charles Tirewit is one of those brands. I think that shirt's cost $110 new, but if you go to their website, I think you can buy 4 shirts for like $150. So it's like, what is this? They undervalue their own brand. Marshalls and TJ Maxx undervalues brands to a point. Ralph Lauren, Levi's, even Levi's, you could find the higher end Levi's stuff at Marshalls and TJ Maxx, but you got to know what to look for. Sometimes it's kind of priced kind of cheaper. They'll put all the jackets or all the pants out at one price, and it's bound, you find it, and then you find some of the higher end pants, not the ones that sell for $70, but you find the ones that retail for like $150, $175. Those are the ones you want to look for. But yeah, so I mean, it's one of those things, and it's not uncommon in our stores, and you always see the purple tags at like Marshalls or TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx might be that one. They have the purple tag, so that's like there to tell you it's designer. Sometimes I'll just look for that color tag and then like pull it out and investigate it. I mean, we found Laurel Piana at the thrift store. We found Brioni. We found Keaton. There's some crazy stuff that they get their hands on. They just don't. They'll send a few different pieces sometimes to some of the stores. I mean, a few years ago, we found these crazy Ralph Lauren denim jackets, and they had this Montauk beach scene on the back of the jacket, like wave and everything like that. It was all embroidered. They had a $500, I think, retail price. I think I paid like $75 a jacket, somewhere in that range. I paid up, but they were selling between $3 and like $350. But then other times you can get a Ralph Lauren jacket that says $500 on it, and you're lucky to get $100 for it. So there's so many variables, and at that time there was only like I was like the only person for a while that had an extra large, and then one other person had it. But you had to find somebody that really wanted that jacket and was willing to pay, you know. And sometimes when you get into things that are past season, especially with Ralph Lauren, it gets a little bit better because during the current season, that stuff's abundant on eBay. And then sometimes when you get past the season or two, and you have the newer tag stuff, and it makes its way down to the Marshalls and TMX, kind of works out a little bit better. But yeah, I mean, Mr. Sadie, I mean, a lot of that stuff is easy to focus on. I mean, my whole business model is revolved around that. Going to more stores. I'd rather spend more time thrifting or more time searching for items than more time listing. And especially, we sell a lot of smaller dollar things. For the last 10, 12, for this whole month, I think I've showed you basically like little snapshots into our life since I figured out how to video edit fairly quickly. Like the first few times I did it spent me like 8 hours to edit a video. Like I figured out some things kind of a little bit better, which is also very good. So, those are always, it's always good to do. So, I rather spend more time looking for the stuff. That's the part that's more fun, searching for the stuff. I mean, there's days where I go out, I go to 10 stores, I'll come home with only 10 pieces. But then there's days like last week where, over the Goodwill, one day we found 12 pairs of pants, 9 polos, a bunch of sweaters. They were all the same brand. They were all golf stuff, but a lot of that golf stuff's selling, and it's not crazy money, but it's $5 into 30, $5 into 40. And a lot of the stuff is what makes the business go. It's what makes it move, because I can't sell $100 piece every day. I wish I could. Suits and sport coats have been kind of slow this month, which I think in December kind of slows down a little bit. Then probably February, March, April, and May, it's pretty good because of weddings, and you got Easter in there. People want jackets, so it picks up a little bit. And so who knows? I mean, you are definitely right, Tommy. At this time of year or this time of month, like the next few weeks, there should be a steady flow of donations into the thrift store, and stores do drop off stuff, and it is kind of good, and it should really present more value. I'm finding the stuff, so I'm out all the time. Like, it is what it is. I'll go out every day if I have to. I got more bills this year than I did last year. And as much as everybody is always like, hey, your wife's got a job, it's like, yeah, it's a part-time job. Part-time. Let me see here. Just sold the Ralph Lauren newer tags, $240 price tag, got an offer of $40, had it marked for $95, took it, didn't sit long, but messed around, and it was 2 years before it was gone. Wow, 2 years. I mean, some of that stuff, we've had stuff, and especially with a lot of Ralph Lauren shirts. I almost stay away from a lot of the Ralph Lauren shirts these days. Like they're just the regular polo button ups. If I see them, or the polo shirts, I like, especially if they're regular sized. I do pick them up because there's so many. Even new, there's so many on eBay, and it's hard. Even the pants are kind of a little bit like hard to move. Uniquely me, Tracy. Ronnie, do you sell more jackets or suits? You mean like in the case of sport coats? Good question. I would say it's a combination. I because it kind of goes, I think, based off of what we have listed. Looking here, we have can't remember my eBay password. Why is that? I use a different browser to log into this, so it made me put in my password. No, don't need a freaking. Let's go. Why does it take so long to get into your account? All right, so if I look at what's sold, because this will give me percentages and percentages or what I like to go off. I'm a number person. So we have in our store, we have under suits, we have a total of 186 suits, sport coats, and blazers. And it's broken down to 119 sport coats, 57 suits. So if I look at sold, so that's 57. So it's almost, we've sold over the last so many days 29 suits and 43 sport coats. So the suits seem to sell at a higher percentage. So that's 29 of and 57 listed. So that's selling at like a 50% sell through. And then the other one, suits and sport coats, are selling at 43 and 119 listed. So that's more like around a 40% sell through. So suits seem to sell better. Full suits, two-piece suits. Suit jackets don't sell well. Don't leave the suit jackets alone. Don't be like me and pick them up. No, I mean, if it's like a Brioni, Kiton, and you can tell it's a suit jacket, it's still worth picking up most of the time. You could still sell it and make some money. Like, I know for me, like I'll say, like, oh, I only sell for like $70, and to me that seems like a low dollar number. And a lot of people are like, "What, are you kidding me? That's a great number." I mean, another thing, I see a lot of people doing, and this happens a lot, is people always try to compare numbers with what somebody gets or what somebody's doing. And I think that, people should just worry about their needs and what they can do and not worry about what everybody else is doing. I used to get into that thing. I used to see people post crazy numbers, and I just use it as motivation. People that do a lot better than I do, that I talk to, on a regular basis, and they blow me out of the water. They just don't make YouTube videos. Gave up on men's clothing, women's years ago. Not a good category for me. I mean, it's not for everybody. You kind of, clothing in general is one of those things you have to stay up on the trends and stay up on what's selling, what's first not. And a lot of times that's just me by watching. I have come to watch like 5 or 6 other people that sell, and I am belong to the style form, and I kind of look what people are buying, what people are selling, and stuff like that, and I just try to go out there and constantly look. I see a different brand, or I see something made in Italy, England, somewhere, anywhere in Europe, I'll look it up. I see something made in Japan, I'll look it up. I don't know everything, and there's so many different brands. I mean, clothing and the clothing sales, you can do as well as you want to do with this, but I think what stalls a lot of people down, they don't want to learn, or they want to take the shortcut way, and they watch a video and someone says, "Oh, buy Pendleton," or "Hey, I seen in this guy's guide. He said he said buy Pendleton." They wind up buying all Pendleton. They'll buy cotton shirts, polo shirts. A lot of this shit don't sell. Women's don't sell. I have a brand new jacket and skirt set that's been listed like literally probably 4 years. 4 years. Too long. I even tried to auction that thing off like twice at $9 and nobody snagged it up. Certain things. You just have to study what sells in that brand and what doesn't. There's certain things I'll pick up in a certain color, it'll sell. And it'll be a shitty brand. But it'll sell in a certain color or a certain size. So, hey, well, you know. But I want to thank you all for coming out. I got to get some stuff done. Thank you all for stopping by today. Thank you all for the support. I love you all. Thank you very much. Like, comment, subscribe, because starting next month, well, I've tested it out this month, but next month I'm going to try to do one video. No, next year. We're talking about next year. Let's just talk about next year. I'm going to try to do one video every day for the year. I don't even know. It's going to be a combination of live shows, thrifting videos. Hey, I might be in the hospital getting surgery, and I'll be like, hey, look at me. Making sales on the deathbed. But hey, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Thank you all for coming out.